Good evening and welcome to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
Always a pleasure to host with you.
It is. I love that tie.
Thank you.
That's phenomenal
Good
tie.
friend gave it to me. You got a great show on today.
Yes. One of my concerns is prescription medication in our community.
A lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on in that area. We need to be educated about it. Not only do we need to be educated about it, but there needs to be supplement added to that. I want to thank Miss Shirley Trabue at the Olivet Church. I don't usually talk about the Olivet Church on this show, for the prescription program that she handles in our church to supplement families who need to get prescriptions that prescriptions are relatively high.
Yeah.
And so we try to supplement that.
That's a good thing because a lot of churches are not amenable to even talking about using prescription medicine.
Right.
And yet the Bible says that God will give us health and cure.
Right.
So people ought to be able to know how to use it if you're going to use it.
Right.
And Dr. Hodge is going to show us how to do that.
She's going to tell us how to do it.
Tell us how to do it. Yeah. But first, I want to thank Lee Castle and Crawley.
And we want to thank Stuart Mortuary, who has been with us over the year, and Fervent Care Christian Academy.
Yeah, clean, caring, convenient child care.
Yeah.
Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real people, real voices.
And we want you to stay with us. It's going to be a great show on today because great people are watching. Also go to YouTube, become a subscriber. You can watch this show when it's over again, and perhaps shows that you might have missed. Also go to the Real People, Real Voices on Facebook and like us on Facebook. Tell somebody else that we're on. We would really appreciate that. Refresh your coffee and put an extra ice cube in your lemonade. We've got a whole lot to share with you on today. We'll be back after this.
Don't forget the sweet tea.
Real people, real voices, keep it
Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we are joined today by Dr. Leslie Hodge, RPH, that's registered pharmacist.
Right.
And first of all, congratulations on the work that you do.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
But you've gone a step further, and we want you to talk to us about the scriptsandbeyond.com or the Scripts and Beyond concept.
Well, thank you for having me. Let me say that first. So Scripts and Beyond is exactly what it says. It talks about prescriptions. So we get prescriptions filled, but it's not enough just to take the medication. There are some things that we have to do in addition to just taking the medication or using the medication. And the Beyond portion is just that. So are you drinking enough water? Are you getting enough physical activity? Are you taking the medication as prescribed? A lot of times people think medications don't work. And then when we begin to dig and ask questions, we learn that they aren't taking them as prescribed. So they aren't going to reap the benefits. And so that's the Beyond part, holding them accountable. And then also including them in the process. A lot of times when people are prescribed medications, the decisions are made for them and not with them. And so the concept with Scripts and Beyond is to really focus on the patient and really try to take into account their daily activities and their schedule, because that plays a part in them taking their medication as prescribed.
I'm glad you said that because it's already worked in the mind of the pharmacist. They've already tested it. But people are somewhat apprehensive, a little ambivalent about taking drugs, and I think the biggest thing I hear is side effects.
Absolutely.
You know, you're watching the TV and they talk about the medication and they've got the really nice music going and, you know, bleeding, tumors, suicide, possibly death.
Unfortunately.
And so people kind of have a problem with taking the medication, but you have information that can help make it work for people. And your business also helps to reduce healthcare costs.
Absolutely. So to speak to your first point about side effects, all medications have side effects. It's always best to be aware and be informed of what side effects could potentially happen. there's nothing worse than experiencing something and having no idea what's going on. So being informed on the forefront oftentimes helps people, family members, caregivers, to decipher what's going on. So sometimes it's a side effect and not a new condition that needs another medication. So we just keep that cycle going. The reality is, if you are informed, you know what to expect, then you can begin to do things proactively to hopefully alleviate some of those side effects, minimize them, not have them as frequently as maybe someone else or a relative might have experienced, because you're aware in the beginning versus the end.
Right.
To speak to your second point, it's so important too to be sure that even when taking the medications, that your support system is aware of what's going on as well. And so that's the concept too with the Scripps and Beyond model, is include the support system. It's not enough just to inform the patient, but who are you interacting with day to day? That way they can be on the journey with you, I should say, as far as improving your health.
Poor medication ideology. Tell us about that.
Well, the idea is just not being compliant, okay? A lot of times, and that goes back to, you can receive a prescription, the doctor can say, I want you to take this twice a day or 3 times a day, and if you are not taking it as prescribed and you kind of get it fixated in your mind, it's not working. This isn't working. Oh, my doctor doesn't know what he's doing. And the reality is, you haven't given the medication a full opportunity to give you the benefit. And so with Scripps and Beyond, if you find that you are not compliant or have poor adherence, then we can sit with you, figure out what your day-to-day routine is. Find out, okay, you know what, if you have a job that requires you to get up super early in the morning and go to bed a little earlier than you would like to at times because of your work, then let's figure out what medication is going to be suitable for you and your lifestyle, but still give you the benefit. But you're not going to receive the benefit if you aren't taking it correctly.
Water. Tell me about the water aspect of medication, and what does water do as you're being medicated? Why is water so important? That's the question.
Well, water is so important because our body is made up mostly of water, and we forget that. And water is what helps our body and our body's organs function properly. And so that way, if our organs are functioning properly, then when we take the medication, it can be absorbed properly and then eliminated properly and not accumulate, thus creating other problems. Water, the appropriate food intake, all that plays a huge part in the success of someone on a medication regimen.
Now, is that the same as medicine therapy, or is that something different?
No, that's the same thing. So when we speak of medication therapy or medication therapy management, you may hear those terms used interchangeably. The reality is, first and foremost, assessing the situation. So what medications is the patient taking or should be taking? Because we oftentimes find out during that initial consultation that there are some medications that aren't being taken as prescribed, but then also making sure that we are including those over-the-counter medications, because people often forget about those that we take for cough and cold here and there, or maybe we're taking something as a supplement from the vitamin section. We forget to list that, and unfortunately those can interact with our medications, prescribed medications as well.
So supplements and prescriptions don't always get along.
They don't always get along. Neither do prescription medications and food. There are some foods that have to be avoided with certain medications. And I often say some foods are in moderation. Some foods you just need to take maybe 2 hours later. I should say you should have to eat 2 hours later. Take the medication and then eat certain foods 2 hours later. But that comes with the education standpoint, because a lot of times going back to, oh, this isn't working, or I'm experiencing these side effects. Well, let's look a little bit deeper and see, what are you eating? What does your diet consist of? Well, maybe we shouldn't take milk with that antibiotic, you know? Maybe you shouldn't be on a multivitamin immediately in the morning. Maybe move that to the afternoon so that you can get the full benefit of the prescription medication.
Prescription management. That's And a lot of people are unaware of that.
They aren't. They aren't. They hear the term, and management almost sounds like, oh, it's aggressive, but it's not. It really, really is beneficial to the patient or the caregiver, because you have a lot of people who are caring for people who too have to be informed about the medications they are giving to their loved one, and so that becomes an education standpoint for them too.
Well, Dr. Hodge, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have been tremendously informed.
Thank you.
All the best to Scripps and beyond.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
God bless your spirit.
Bless you.
Stay with us. We have something very, very special to share with you that I think that you're going to really, really enjoy, literally enjoy. We'll be back after this.
Real people, real voices, keep it real.
Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices, and we are joined by Dana Holman, Savvy Dog Cakes.
Yes.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks
You're
for
welcome.
coming.
Thank you.
You've got some delicious things here. Well, let's talk about the cupcakes next, but what do we have over here to our left?
We have a cake. The top cake is a white raspberry with fresh raspberries on the inside.
White raspberry. Raspberries are
White.
inside of that?
Yes, white raspberry. And the other two are actually just dummy cakes for the show, but this is a 6-inch, 8, 10, I can make up to 16-inch cakes for weddings, birthdays,
Really?
any type of party, corporate events, baby showers, you name it.
Customizing cakes.
Customizing cakes.
Cake's big now. I
They
mean,
are.
You see it on television, on
Right.
Food Network. How'd you get involved?
It was definitely by accident. I wanted a customized Lego cake for my son, and they were expensive. So I was like, I'm gonna try to make it. I made it, and people were like, make me one. I was like, I don't know how to make cakes.
Oh.
And I tried it, and it's just been going ever since. 2 years, 2015.
So you're an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah. And you're doing the cupcakes as well? What do we have
Cupcakes.
here?
These cupcakes are actually lemon, and it is made with real lemons. So it's
Really?
just a double dose of lemons. And these are my raspberry beret, and they're actually a lemon with a
Really?
raspberry filling and raspberries on the top.
Let me see that.
Oh,
No, don't do that.
You want it open?
No, no.
Oh,
well, I want to open them.
I'm gonna take this with me.
Wait a minute.
You gonna eat one?
Minus one?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah.
I mean,
you don't have any napkins out there?
I do it in bags.
now I'm not gonna do it. I can't do this.
You can't do this? Oh, I can't.
It's not as
Oh,
sweet.
okay. All right. So we won't do it.
We won't do it. Yeah, 'cause we would have a difficult
You
time.
will?
Yeah, we'll get it later. Yeah.
So
Okay.
they don't want us. They don't want us to eat them. All right. So we won't.
But they look-
Understandable.
Ooh, such aroma to that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
how can people get a hold of you if they want to take advantage of your services?
I am on Facebook. It's Savvy Dog Cakes on Facebook, Savvy Dog Cakes on Instagram, and they can call me 317-340-2655, and that's about it.
Tell us how a person can get 2 dozen free cupcakes.
2 dozen free cups. I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about that. Maybe
According-
coming on the show.
Yeah.
Get
yeah.
you some free
If
cupcakes.
you put a certain order in,
Yes. I don't know what I have, but
yeah. If you put a certain order in today from
$150 or more.
$150 or more,
$150 or more.
you can get 2 dozen,
2 dozen.
cupcakes for free
Yes.
to match whatever theme the cake is
Right.
made of.
Whatever, like if it's a birthday party, it'll match the birthday party theme. If it's a wedding or just whatever it is, it'll match their theme. Or they can be plain.
So what's the most interesting order that you've ever gotten,
The most interesting,
as far as theme or what kind of cake?
a little explicit, but It was interesting to say the
Christian
least.
television station.
Yes. So I'll leave that be.
So we just say it was explicit.
It was a little odd.
It was very odd. I don't think I would want to do those again. But besides that, just different, like when people allow me to just go, they tell me a theme or design or colors, and they just say, just do whatever you want.
My question, do you have culinary experience?
No, I'm self-taught.
Oh my God, that's
Self-taught.
phenomenal.
Yes,
That's what
self-taught.
God does. He has a tendency to pour into us things
Yeah.
that we
And
have
he
to tap
did.
into.
I had no idea how, I see why they're expensive, because I was like, I don't want to pay that. And so I looked it up, the recipes, the fondant recipes. I didn't even know you can buy it already made. I made everything, and then after I'm like,
scratch.
"Ah," from scratch. And I was like, I could
These
have
are
done
made
this
from scratch.
easier. Those are, but I also do
Wow,
box.
you're gonna enjoy those.
Yeah, I know it. Lemons are good for you too.
That's what they say.
Yeah, help with digestion.
Yeah.
Yep, they are made with real
I
lemon.
tell you what, when we get to a level in our show again, we're gonna have you make us a cake for Real
Will
People,
do.
Real Voices.
Yeah, to celebrate
To
one
celebrate
of our anniversaries or something.
one of our 200 show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna have
It
you
will
do
be
that.
an honor.
Would you do that for
I
us?
will do that for
Okay.
you.
All right, we'll let you do that, and the staff and camera people, everybody here will have cake and ice cream that day from Savvy Doll Cakes.
Thank you.
And you enjoy this?
I do. It's fun. It doesn't have to be all the way perfect, so that's what else makes it fun. Some stuff it does. The more plainer the cake, the more perfect it has to be because you can't cover things. But I like to just get creative and do different things. I'm not traditional, so wedding cakes. I like to do very non-traditional. I don't have. It doesn't have to be the white, you know. So
Right.
just different. I like doing different stuff.
I want to ask you a question, if I could.
Yes.
The middle one and the lower one are just exhibits, sort of.
They are. So
So you
have
plan to leave the top one with us?
I do plan to leave the
Thank you.
top
We
one
just
with
wanted
you.
to make sure, because there are some people around us that are really wanting to get a hold of that.
Yeah. And I have not gone over my sugar.
Consumption.
Counting
Consumption.
calories and counting sugar. See,
Yeah.
you were prepared for
I
today.
can't do any of it.
But now you
But I
have
would love to.
cakes for vegetarians and folk.
Vegan cakes, yes. Vegan cakes, gluten-free cakes.
Sugar-free cakes.
Sugar-free. It's not
Stevia?
necessarily sugar-free.
So that's
but
so
it's
that's
a
not
little
it's,
bit.
it's no truth to that then.
No, not really.
So it's a marketing ploy.
So
I don't
stevia
wanna
and
give their
Splenda
things away.
wouldn't be considered sugar-free?
I can substitute with those, so
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Yes, I substitute with them if asked.
Okay.
So yes.
Outstanding. Well, thank you for sharing your gift with us.
Thank you.
And the cakes.
Yeah.
And the cupcakes.
Yeah, and you brought some extra cupcakes.
I do have extra cupcakes.
Did you plan to leave those as well?
I do plan
Thank
to
you
leave
so
those.
much.
Yeah.
Those are for you all.
Thank you.
So all the best to what you're doing.
Thank you.
Keep savvy.
Yeah.
I plan to keep it savvy.
All righty.
Put your order in. The information is on the screen. Of course, you can also go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to the show, and you can rewind it, and you can get the information and contact Savvy Doll for your next big event. All different kinds of cakes, cupcakes that will certainly make your event a big event. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
Real people, real voices, keep it real.
Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
And I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
And I'm your executive producer, Faith McKinney.
Look what we've got here.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting that we had Dr. Hodge to talk about prescription medicine.
Right.
And then we've got all this cake.
Right.
So we're probably gonna have to see Dr. Hodge.
After you,
Yeah, it's a collaboration. It's a master plan, you
Yeah.
know.
Savvy Dolls.
Yes.
Savvy Dolls.
Savvy dolls. These are
baker-
beautiful.
Yeah, cake making.
Yeah. And for those who would place an order of $150 or more today during this show, give her a call, send her an email. You get 2 dozen.
Why
top
don't
of that.
Why don't you open that and let's see what they taste like?
These lemons.
Yeah, all of them have a lemon flavor to them, I believe. So
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, they look
now I'm not
amazing.
going to try them because I'm
You're
not
keeping
able.
your promise to
Keep-
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
promise
Curtis
to
is
myself.
Curtis is
So
bringing
bring us some
plates.
plates.
Oh, Curtis,
Plates in here.
thank you.
And they're gonna
Thank you.
check out.
Yeah. Well,
Can you get
let's
it?
try-
There you go.
Hard
It's
to get
gonna
out
be,
of
I'm
there.
gonna turn my plate over
Thank
you.
you.
and I'm gonna watch you all do this.
You're gonna-
You
Yo,
want to try one?
Curtis brought an extra plate.
Oh, you want one of those?
We have
Yes,
cupcakes
here.
for the staff.
Yeah.
They're gonna be able to partake of them and
Oh,
we're gonna
sorry.
go ahead and
Just to try it out.
Yeah, just to see how savvy the taste is.
It's
No,
delicious.
it smells lemony.
Yeah, I can smell it from here.
Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah, real lemons.
I think she has one with no calories and you know none of the bad
Mm.
stuff.
Is it good?
Very,
Very good. It looks moist.
Oh, it looks.
How's it, Curtis?
It doesn't look day old. That's great.
That is very delicious.
You want another? Curtis said he wants another one.
It looked fresh too.
You want
Yeah.
another one?
It looked very fresh.
This is great.
You already had
is-
2 already?
No, you had one and he had one.
Now this is for me. I'm going to, surprise somebody with this one. So.
That's right.
Okay.
We're keeping our promise to ourselves this
Right.
year, but
The raspberries, look at
yeah,
that.
the raspberries look amazing.
And then over here, we've got the raspberry inside
Side, yeah.
of the top.
Raspberries, as we speak, are inside of the top of that cake.
They're bursting out. They were trying to come out,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, delicious.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to get your own
Right,
because we've got these taken care of.
right.
And you can do that by contacting Savvy Dog Cakes. Hopefully you will enjoy it. And I hope you've enjoyed the show on today. Please go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. You can also go to Facebook and like us on Facebook, Real People, Real Voices. Until next time, God bless you and thanks for watching.
God be with you.